think we should start this podcast off by putting our negative review on blast.
Oh my god, yes!
Yes?
This bitch was drinking their motherfucking haterade. Hope you're hydrated, bitch. Hydration is key for your skin.
We're gonna call you the fuck out. I'm gonna read it in all its glory. So, 2 things. This person either knows one of us personally, Ariana, and just really fucking hates us, or we triggered them by talking about Scientology.
Probably both at this point, I'm thinking. It's a Scientologist that knows one of us that just fucking hates us.
They made it personal. Like, it's not even... I would have been okay if it was like, not for me, you know, I don't like all the banter, blah, blah, blah. But this person went in depth with it. So I'm going to read it. 1 star.
First of all, that's where they already fucked up. Okay, if you're gonna leave a shit-ass review from day 1, A1, I said at least leave 5 fucking stars, you piece of fucking trash. Next.
Literal trash. In all capital letters, the title of this is Not Great. Okay.
Facts. Continue.
Facts.
You're not wrong.
We never claimed to be great.
That's right.
We claimed to be adequate.
Exactly. Which is good enough for 90% of the population. So, unless you're in Scientology.
I am not a fan. Clearly others are, or they were paid to be fans.
First of all, they didn't listen to our budgeting episode because I'm not going to fucking pay for reviews, you asshole. Next.
Maybe it's their thing, but being unprepared to begin a podcast, like sound, adjusting microphones, dog interruptions, etc. It's like, you know what? Have you ever listened to the highest grossing podcast, like making My Favorite Murder?
Do you not like dogs? Like, what is wrong with you? I enjoy dog interruptions. Like, what
Are you part
fuck?
of ASPCA? Do you think that we're mean to our animals?
They haven't listened that far to know that we actually sometimes are a little bit abusive, verbally.
For real. It's like 2 girls who are friends getting together and just reading their boring conversations.
Okay, first of all, I don't read our conversations. Second of all,
recording.
Recording. Okay, yeah. Well, that's literally what every fucking podcast is. Are you new here? Are you new to the podcast world?
I don't understand. Did they come here looking for porn and they got confused?
This is not at Pornhub, okay? This is at Wild and Woke.
So confused. This is where it gets personal. I wouldn't want to be either of them, or let alone listen in on their conversation. So he's not only saying he wouldn't want to, I'm assuming it's a man, because only they get this angry. He's saying he wouldn't want to be either one of us, and he wouldn't want to be one of our friends listening to our conversation.
Don't hate me, because you ain't
me. What got me is the title of the podcast had me thinking maybe this podcast was about something entirely different. I mean, Wild and Woke? 4 question marks. Something's amiss here.
What is wrong with you, honey?
Anyway, so that person...
I just want to say, this person, I just clicked on their name because you can see everything they've reviewed.
No, you can't.
Yeah, you can.
How?
I went into iTunes and then I clicked on their names and then it says all reviews by Healer Prana Lover. And it has all the reviews. Ours has a 1 star. Everything else has 5 stars.
They have to know us or something.
This is personal as fuck.
Okay, so I'm thinking the first episode they opened up to was either us talking about getting our vaginas waxed or Scientology.
Oh. Probably Scientology because I don't know how many people fucking care about our vaginas getting waxed because I thought that was hilarious, but I guess not.
I mean, I thought it was too because we didn't.
It's 2020, everyone, okay?
Jesus. Anyway, Scientology is a cult. I'm going to stand by that.
Yeah, same.
So anyway.
And then he leaves the, he leaves the shittiest reviews for everybody else. So like, wow, Wes and Perry are entertaining, 5 stars. Fuck you! Fuck you. Can I leave a review on your review? Because you're ass. You know what? I'm going to go to his thing, the one that says not great, aka our podcast. I'm gonna click report a concern. I'm typing out my concern.
How are you doing this?
I don't know. I don't even know how to use iTunes, but I'm here. But I'm writing a concern on his review because it's personal. My concern is that he gave our podcast 1 star, but looking at his history, comma,
he has no culture.
Okay. He has no culture and is clearly confused. Confused and meant to leave a 5-star review. THX. Submit. All right.
Nicely done.
Concern. It's off topic. Submit. All right. My concern has been reported successfully.
Hey, how did you go to podcast on your desktop?
Okay. Podcast. First, I had to download iTunes onto my computer. This is probably why I have a virus. Next. In the iTunes thingy, I clicked on store, and then in the search bar, I typed in our podcast, and then I found our review, and then I clicked on his name, and then I went to his reviews.
Sorry.
And then I reported him.
Well, I'm literally in the process of downloading iTunes onto my computer so that I can do that exact same thing, because we're petty.
Wow. P-E-T-T-Y.
Like, I don't give a fuck about you, but at the same time...
I mean, I feel 10 times better leaving this bullshit complaint. That
I feel better joking about it.
Because at first I was really sad. Then I was mad. Then I was like, we have a hater. We've made it. Like, they're sipping on their haterade. This is so great. But then I just left that review, and now I literally don't give a fuck.
Peace. Anyway, how has your week been? Because we did not get to talk this week, and I felt so lost and alone.
I know. I was like, what day is it? Where am I? Am I okay?
I hated it.
First of all, happy birthday, bitch.
Thank you. I had a mental breakdown.
Oh, no. Okay, tell me all about it.
Well, I turned 29 this year. It hurts me a little to say that. And at first I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I don't care. It's just a number. I am thriving. I'm living my best life. And then Rich and I get into bed the night of my birthday, and it's like 11 o'clock, and I pick this fight with him for no reason.
Oh, no.
I'm pretty sure it was about, like, he handed me a birthday check to endorse, and I was like, why do you just assume this is our money? Just this pettiest thing. And then he was like, what's really wrong? And I was like, I am old. My titties aren't 19 anymore. You know, I have to put night cream with retinol on.
I have to use night cream, you don't understand.
I have to think about, like, how much water I'm drinking now because my skin elasticity. I was just fucking losing it. But my birthday was good. It was super low key. I worked. We had pizza, and so that was basically it. But thank you.
Oh my gosh, that sounds like fun, except for like the breakdown. But I feel like every birthday needs a really good breakdown.
After 21, y'all, it's basically just like downhill from there.
Yeah, basically. I think you're right. Although your peak running age is like early 30s, so I don't know.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I read that one time in Runner's Magazine. Oh my god, also, can we just fucking talk about how Meghan Markle somehow got what's-his-face to leave the royalty? Did you fucking see that shit, bitch?
Okay, so I saw like a snippet of an article. By the way, will you tell me if you can hear Rich in the background because Kevin's on, so he's gonna get loud. Just let me know, and I'll try and edit it out.
I don't hear anything.
Okay, so I saw an article and I didn't read about it, but tell me about it.
Okay, all I know is that they're fucking moving to Canada and they're going to be, quote unquote, financially independent from the royalty. And I was just like, I knew she wasn't good for him. This is what fucking happens when you don't marry into royalty, because now they're fucking going to Canada with their baby.
You don't like her?
I don't like her. I
So
would be the one to say that.
she's gonna cause
Leave your 1-star negative reviews on iTunes so I can report them, please.
Jesus. I guess I never really thought about it that much. I knew he was always kind of different from his family. You know, he partied a lot, and
Oh yeah.
I mean, he's not in line for anything. And I wonder if something were to happen to what's
The others?
what's the bald guy's name?
Yeah.
Prince William.
Sure.
Prince Harry doesn't even get a chance. It goes to Prince William's son.
Yeah, like a tragic event would have to happen.
Yeah. So I mean, like, whatever, he's piecing out. I mean, the royal family is supposedly corrupt as fuck anyway.
Oh yeah. True, true.
I don't know. I liked her because she was like American.
She's one of us.
One of us. I don't know.
I don't know. I like the idea of like the royalty and, blah 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 whatever, just the history of it all, and then and then she's like, we're going to Canada. Like, bitch, you'll get
Canada.
right? Like, come on.
Go somewhere tropical.
Um,
You want to just like jump into this? First of all, tell me about your week, because you said happy birthday to me and then you didn't tell me anything about your week.
I ran a lot, and that was
I'm very
kind of
proud
it.
of you, by the way, for doing all that.
You're the best. Oh, I'm gonna get my tattoo tomorrow for sure.
Yes.
So I'm excited about that. That's it. My life is fucking boring.
It's okay.
I love it.
I love it. Wouldn't change it for the world.
And I love it. Yeah.
Okay, so do you want to go? I want you to go first. Because mine is really, really long.
Okay.
So you go first, and yeah.
Okay, so
I don't
our
know why I
topic,
made that so complicated.
so our topic tonight is missing persons 411. Is that how you would describe it?
So Missing 411 are like, it's the title of the books and the movie. I would just
Okay.
call it National Forest Disappearances?
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll call it Missing 411. That's fine.
Yeah, so it's basically people that go missing in national forests across like America. And I fell down this fucking dark hole of a specific area. So my area is called the Bennington Triangle. It's in Vermont, and I guess it's kind of like a famous disappearance situation. But it's like this area in Vermont. It's basically around the Glastonbury Mountain, and it's been known for strange things. So it's known for like UFO activity, allegedly Bigfoot sightings, strange lights and sounds happening. The Native Americans that lived in that area, they straight up avoided it. The Algonquin, sorry everybody if you're Algonquin, Algonquin noodles, they warned of a malevolent stone in the mountains that would open up and devour anyone who was unlucky enough to step on it. So the Native Americans basically said everyone went missing because they stepped on this rock and then the mountains fucking ate them, which is nuts.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so then the whole name of the Bennington Triangle, it was coined by a New England author, Joseph A. Crito, in 1992, and he was like writing a book about the people that went missing there. So it all started in 1898. It was a summer vacation tourist spot. So I think of it like this, like when you have a mountain and you take your little trolley ride up to the top of the mountain and you have like shit to do up there. It's like that, but they built a railroad to get out there, and it was like a hotel and like a summer spot like in the mountains, but it only lasted for one summer. So they built all this shit, this big hotel. They had houses out there for the workers that were building all this stuff. They even had a schoolhouse for their families. It was like a full developed community while they were building this. And it only lasted one summer because when they were building this whole like community, there's deforestation because they're taking all the trees out, and then there's this big flood, and the flood, due to all the erosion, fucked up some of the stuff that was out there. So it only lasted for that one summer. So it's a complete ghost town. You go out there, there's still buildings, and it's like creepy as fuck. Like ghost towns creep me out a lot. But if you Google it, it's just like all these buildings that are still standing that were literally used once, just one time, one whole time, and then that was it.
That's insane.
So yeah, so there's this creepy, and it's still there. Like they never got rid of it. And the creepy part is that it's just kind of like overgrown by nature. So when you go out there, you can still see the buildings and the wells and everything. So no one ever tried to get rid of it. It's just chilling with nature growing on it.
I hate everything about that.
It's like fucking weird. So the very first disappearance was Mr. Mitty Rivers. This was in 1945. He was a hunter and a guide, so he knew the area. So for him to go missing was in itself strange.
Yeah.
He was out hunting with a group of his friends, and the way that I guess they would hunt is there would be a few people and they would go off on different sides to try to lure the animals into like a certain area. So they knew what they were doing. It wasn't like their first time. He was like in his 60s. So he went missing around 4 p.m. They were hunting around, it's this place called like Hell Hollow, I guess, on the mountain. I don't know why it's called that.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And while he was hunting, he was the guy going around back behind the group to lure the animals towards the center of the group. But all of a sudden, he just went missing. Like they couldn't find him. There was no trace of him at all. The only thing that they found were bullets, but they also couldn't be sure if they were actually from him shooting or not because they're in the fucking middle of the forest where people would hunt all the time. And this was the first large scale manhunt that was called, like in Vermont. They had the National Guard out there and everything. And this was in 1945. So this was like a long ass time ago. Didn't even know they had a National Guard, but they did. And they called him. They called the man. And then they came looking.
They called the man.
They called the man. And so what they think, not one trace. Like I said, there's nothing. No footsteps. They couldn't find his body. His body still is not found. They think, one of the theories is that he wandered into the ghost town somehow and fell into like one of the old wells that was there. But for an older gentleman who has been doing this for years, who knew the area, who was there basically like with his friends, why the fuck would he just wander off to the ghost town and jump in a well?
Well, and if he did that, wouldn't they still be able to find his body?
Yeah, because they'd be like, oh, it's in the well. Let's go get it.
What's in the well, Lassie?
Yeah, well, Lassie, what's in there? Like,
I mean,
what the fuck?
That's just so odd. That's like one of my cases I'm gonna talk about where this old man just literally up and vanishes.
Yeah, it's just the weirdest thing because what gets me is he's an experienced hunter tracker. It's not like he's me going to the Appalachian Trail like a city folk wandering around. He's just gone all of a sudden. Like, bitch, where are you? You can come out of hiding now. It's been a million years. And next, this is the case that got it going here. It is Paula Weldon. In 1946, she was a college student. She went missing in 1946. She went missing basically 1 year after Mitty Rivers, and she was only 18.
Mm-hmm.
So she was like really distressed at, well, she's in college, so anybody can fucking relate. She was like in a lot of stress, and her roommate was like, hey girl, just go for a hike, casual things that girls say to each other, like, bitch, you're having a bad day, just go for a hike.
That's what Kate would say.
Girl. Yeah, Kate would say that. Nobody else would. So she was seen by a shit ton of people. I think that's why this one is so weird, because there's an older couple that saw her hiking literally like moments before she disappeared. She was hiking down like Route 9 and disappeared at the same time around 4 p.m. There were tons of people out hiking, so a lot of people saw her, but no one actually knows what happened to her, just like fucking Mitty Rivers.
Yeah.
And out of all the disappearances that have happened in this Bennington Triangle, this is like the best documented case. So her roommate tells her to go for a fucking walk, and no one knows where she went. No one could find her. It was a huge search. They called everyone, the National Guard. There was helicopters,
Damn,
everything.
in 1946?
Yeah, girl, that's what I'm saying.
Oh.
And her dad was apparently really wealthy, and
Oh.
so he was heavily involved in the case. So this was the very first time a helicopter was ever used in Vermont for a missing persons case, and that's probably why. So there was a ton of press. Even the New York Times got involved in trying to find this girl. And one of the biggest things that happened from this case is they actually developed the Vermont State Police. So
What? They didn't have police?
They had no police, and then they said, "Damn, this girl went missing. Let's get some police.
Let's get responsible.
Let's get some responsibilities." And one of the theories, well, a few of the theories. One is that someone murdered her, obviously, and that she was killed, and then she was buried underneath like a power station that is out there in the area. So they think that she was murdered, buried somewhere, and then they just built shit on top of her. Which, if that is true, how tragic. Another is that she probably ran off with a boyfriend because she had poor family dynamics, because no one actually investigated her family. So another huge thing about this is that no one investigated the family. They were just like, oh, damn, she went missing. Let's go find her. Oh, shit, we couldn't find her. Okay, case closed. Like, there was no investigation done at all. So I think that's how the whole Vermont State Police really came into play. Yeah. Because no one asked the family any fucking questions. And her dad's like a bajillionaire, so the fuck. And then the other weird thing that happened is that when she went out, she was dressed in jeans, sneakers, and a light jacket. I don't know about you, but when I go hiking, I am not trying to get chafed the fuck up in jeans, okay? Also, a light jacket at 4 p.m., I'm already freezing. I'm quaking. Yeah. So it just seems very strange. So it seems almost like she's another one of those maybe running off with her boyfriend, question mark, kind of situation, but...
I mean, maybe, but to never see her again?
Yeah.
Ever?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Right?
And you said people saw her on the trail?
Like, tons of people saw her. Like, the older couple, I think, was, like, the last one that saw her around, like, 3:45, like, 4 o'clock, closest to the time when she officially, like, went missing. But there were tons of people out there that saw her, and then she's just gone, disappeared.
It's wild.
Yeah. And then there's another person, Tim Tedford, 1949, 3 years to the day that Paula went missing. He also went missing. This is like a really strange one, because a week after he went missing, someone finally reported that he was gone, and then
what?
2 weeks, and then 2 weeks after that, they finally started questioning, like, hey, what happened? Maybe we should find this guy. Never found him. But then a little baby, Paul Jepson, 8 years old, 1950. His mom, I guess they had like a pig farm, and his mom was like pulled over on the side of the road. She was feeding the pigs, and he disappeared. And the weird thing about this is it's
from
like
the side of the road?
Yeah. So the weird thing is, it's a couple of miles from where he had to go to get lost. So this is like a really sketchy story. So the bloodhounds, they had bloodhounds in his case, tracked him a few miles from where the truck was. And I don't know about you, but when you're watching your baby, if I don't hear my baby make a noise for at least 5 fucking seconds, I'm like, where'd it go? What's it doing? What's happening? So for an 8-year-old to be like a couple of miles gone and the mom hasn't like turned around to be like, hey, where's my spawn at, is sketchy.
But this was also in the late 40s, early 50s when parenting was not at its peak.
That's true. It was probably at its all-time low right there.
Yeah. Like, I'm pretty sure they just didn't give a shit about their children.
You're right. They're like, we have 7 more. What's wrong if we lose one?
That's why
You're
all
right.
of people our parents' age have issues.
Yeah, okay, boomers. Thanks for that.
Okay, boomer.
Okay, boomer. So then one thing is like his dad was kind of sketchy because his dad was like, "Oh, Paulie always told me he wanted to go to the top of the mountain. Maybe he's out there." So everyone was like, "The fuck?" And while they were trying to search for this poor little baby boy, it was heavily raining. So the bloodhound track situation was a little bit like off. Like they got to like this certain point and then they just didn't have a scent anymore. And so the main theory with this one is that they think that, this is so fucked up, because they had a pig farm, they think that the mom,
no.
girl, they think the mom and dad killed him and the pigs ate him.
Because the pigs will do that.
They will do that. They will eat literally fucking anything. And his dad, I guess, got so distraught and upset over this theory that the news was like publishing this, that he refused. He basically refused to talk to the press. He didn't want to talk to the public. He just basically didn't give a fuck anymore. Like he like completely shut down, which is understandable. If someone accused me of feeding my baby to my dog, I would be like, fuck all of you. Unless, he actually did that. And then, he also be like, oh, I can't talk to anybody because I got caught.
I got caught.
I got caught.
I think that's crazy. So all those people are basically in the same area?
Yeah, it's all within that same, like, mountain in Vermont. But the last case, Frida, in 1950, a couple of weeks after this poor baby boy disappeared, she also goes missing. She was hiking with her cousin. She's like middle-aged. She's on vacation with her husband and cousin, whatever. But her body was actually found. This was the only one where her body was actually found.
Yeah.
So the theory is that while she was out hiking, she slipped on a rock and fell, and no one knew, I guess, which is weird because if you're hiking in a group, wouldn't the group fucking know you're not there?
Unless it was like she was like Kevin and he like went off on his own because he's faster than everybody.
Yeah, Kevin basically left poor Frida, and then Frida died, and then Kevin's like, well, sucks to suck, and then just kept on hiking. Because
Get in shape, bitch.
Yeah, for real. Hunters found her body the following May, halfway decomposing. So even the people she was hiking with didn't even find her. Like they just like left her ass out there, or like I guess couldn't. And like what makes me so confused is like, okay, when Kevin, Gordon, Kate and I went hiking, we were like, hey, we're gonna go hiking here, and we told you and Richie where the fuck we were gonna be.
Yeah. It's a different time though. Like you can't get in their minds because you have no idea if they probably were like, oh, nothing bad could ever happen to me.
I guess, but at the same time, it's like, hey, this is where we're gonna be, and then what? I go missing, and y'all are like, damn, that sucks. Let's just not look. And then someone else finds me decomposing. Like, what the fuck?
How long had it been since they found her?
It was like a few months. And it wasn't even the family. It was just like people that happened to stumble upon a dead body. Like they're out hunting.
Ugh.
Yeah. So with all of these disappearances, the theories is that it's Bigfoot, obviously.
Yes, first.
First and foremost, Bigfoot. Second, aliens.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously. And then they said that there's this theory where a woman can be heard screeching and then cackling in the forest. So they're thinking, yeah. So it's like at night around that, like that golden hour around 4, 5, 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
They just hear a woman screeching and cackling. And
I just got full body chills. So like a witch. What the fuck just happened?
I don't know what happened.
I have no idea. Okay, where did you leave off before I fucked up?
So Bigfoot, aliens, a woman screeching.
Yes.
Then the other theory is government abductions, where the government just swoops in and they're like, we need to test some things with some stuff. Gluten.
Oh my God,
Gluten,
that's when
gluten.
MK Ultra was going on.
Yeah, so they think that it's like government abductions where like we got to test if gluten's a thing and then they abduct you and give you gluten, I guess. I don't know. And then it's just weird because then it was some stupid shit about like boulders. And remember when I came to visit y'all and I'm like, why are people afraid of boulders falling down when these trees are looking like they're gonna fucking snap in half and roll down the mountain? And you're like, no, no, no. Boulders, bitch. And I was like, what the fuck? So yeah, apparently boulders are a thing. So it's Bigfoot, aliens, the government snatching you up, a witch, or boulders.
I need to know more about this witch.
It's just that people have heard.
But there's nothing else besides people have heard her.
Yeah, there's no facts at all. Like, there's no solid facts about this witch woman other than people hearing the cackling and the laughter and just like sinister sounds around that time, around like 4, 5, 6 o'clock.
Did you see American Horror Story Roanoke?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I'm
Fucking
getting.
terrifying.
Like, I'm getting witchy vibes like that.
Yeah, like that episode. That actually, the first one and then the Roanoke one are probably my two favorite ones. But yeah,
I hated Roanoke, but anyway.
really, I liked it once it got to like episode 7 or 8.
I can't handle like the narrative that they used, where it was like a TV show within it. It was like a TV show within a TV show.
Yeah, like the MTV shit.
Yeah, and then also anything with pigs and horror movies, I can't deal with.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, go on.
So all of those cases, except for Frida, are technically unsolved because no one knows like what the fuck happened to these people. They've all disappeared without a trace. Even that poor little 8-year-old boy, because the bloodhounds could never track anything anywhere. So it's basically just like this mystery of this mountain, and then I guess like the last theory, of course, is like I mentioned in the beginning, where the Indians were like, if you step on this rock, you disappear. I don't really know much about Native American history, although my husband is allegedly an Indian. Allegedly, we did Ancestry 21 or whatever, and he is kind of Indian. Fine.
What did it say?
It said he is like a percentage higher than what I guess, so he's technically right. But he could not have gone to college for free. We didn't actually steal his land, so we're fine.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I think that was pretty much it. It's just that's the fucked up Bennington Triangle, and I always talk about hiking and how much I love nature, and I don't think I can possibly ever hike again and not, I don't know, not pack some fucking lead, dude. Like, what the hell? It's creepy, all this shit you start to read.
We're definitely more aware in our, like, time and day, right? Is that the saying?
Of course.
You know, we're definitely more aware and we take precautions, not like they did in the 40s and 50s, but the stories that I'm about to talk about are like recent. And people still go missing without a trace.
Okay, every time I get in the elevator after our Korean elevator episode, I'm always like looking at the numbers. I'm like, there's 10 floors. I could portal to another dimension right now if I wanted to. But then I'm always like, nope. This is how it happens. This is how it happens. I'm going to get to the 5th floor. This woman's going to get on. I'm going to look at her in the eye. And I'm going to talk to her because I'm a fucking idiot. And then this is it. I'm going to ruin my whole entire life. But anyway. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with me. But every time I get in an elevator now, like today when we took Julia to her fucking checkup, I was like, oh, there's only 4 floors. I couldn't do the Korean elevator experiment here. And I'm like, what is wrong with you? Why would you want to even think about doing that? You fucking stupid bitch.
You and I in an elevator together would be a fucking nightmare because you would be thinking about the elevator game and I would be thinking about how we're gonna die.
We would need to snort Xanax before we press any buttons.
Have like boxes of wine.
Oh, hell yeah. I just had my box of Malbec. It's delicious.
I have some that we got for Christmas as a present from Rich's work.
Ooh,
But
okay.
right now I'm drinking this Dr. Pepper my man brought me home because he loves me.
Oh, what a man.
What a man, what a man. He is. Either that or he's just
I
trying to like keep me fat.
mean,
I don't know.
he a good man.
You like it thick.
Hell yeah. All right, tell me yours now. I'm excited because I did like the
Okay.
past without even knowing I was doing the past and you're doing the present, so that's cool.
It's because we're on the same level.
Get on my level.
I'm picking up what you're putting down. I've never really
Yeah.
heard that saying before until you said it, and I like it.
Really? Oh, okay. I don't really get it because I think it's kind of stupid that I would put something down that you'd have to pick up instead of me just fucking handing it to you, but it's fine.
It just means you're working together, I think. I don't
You're
know.
right.
I'm like, I fucking know. I don't fucking know. Okay.
I'm excited.
we So you did more of like the Bennington Triangle. I'm gonna do more of the missing 411, which is um, a retired, or I don't know if he's retired. He's just not a detective anymore, but he was a police detective, and he started noticing that people were going missing in national parks and national forests throughout the United States. And he was like, this is odd. Like they go missing and they're never found again. And if they are found again, all of the profile points are eerily similar, you know?
Oh, what? Okay, continue.
Yeah. So he started like writing books about all these cases, and he did a documentary, and then he did another documentary which is called Missing 411 The Hunted, which is what I'm about to talk about. Basically, this one focuses in on advanced hikers and avid hunters who go missing.
Okay, that's what freaks me out the most about this whole fucking thing is that these people are experienced. It's
Yeah.
not like, it's fucking, I'm putting my baby outside to go crawl around and like, hope you make it home, bitch. Like, it's people that know what they're doing. And it's like people that have like done this before and that have had these experiences.
Um, Sorry, I was adjusting so I can like get into this. But yes, that's what creeped me out too because, I mean, I've definitely heard about the kids that have gone missing in national parks, and I'm like, okay, well that's a little more understandable because they're little and kids are not the smartest.
Yeah, right?
But these are experienced hunters and just people who are well versed in like the outdoors. So, real quick, I'm going to give you the profile points that are like eerily similar in all of these national park or national forest missing cases. And those are the time that these people usually disappear is mid to late afternoon. It's If they are found, it's usually near a boulder field or water, some type of
What the fuck?
water,
Okay, yeah.
right? Okay. Um, Either during their disappearance or after their disappearance, there's always some major weather, whether, extremely heavy fog, rain, sleet, snow. There's always something that happens as soon as they go missing. All the people that go missing, well, not all of them, but most of them have a disability or are sick. So they're
What?
weak. Yeah, they're weak.
Okay.
The canines cannot track their scents because, if someone goes missing, the canines can usually track it to a certain point, but the canines cannot track anything with these people.
That's
It's like
really
they
weird
just,
because especially when you're out in the wilderness like that, like say you're on a trail, right?
yeah,
Okay, your scent's probably not on much because the trail's like flat. They can maybe smell your scent like based off your shoes or whatever. But once you start getting into the brush, it's like heavy, thick brush. Like they should be able to pick up your scent because you're like touching leaves and everything.
yeah, exactly. Um,
That's so weird.
I know if these people are found, which a lot of them are not ever found, they're found in areas that were previously searched. So it's like search and rescue crews comb through the area and they don't find anything for like the week or two that they're searching, and then 6 months later, they find a body exactly where it's almost like it was placed
What?
there.
Oh, that is so weird.
Okay, yeah. Um, there's always some piece of clothing missing from these bodies, whether it be shoes, pants, a shirt. There's always some type of clothing missing, and most of the time it's shoes.
What?
So they're found without their shoes. But their shoes are never found. That's the thing.
What?
Fucking
That is
crazy.
so weird.
Most of the time, these cases, if they are found, there's like no known cause of death by the medical examiner. Like it's unknown.
What?
Yeah, it's fucking wild.
Okay, because you would at least think that, like, okay, hypothermia, dehydration. They're like, nah, he good.
Yeah, I am gonna
Shock
talk
him.
about one case where the medical examiner, and it's just so fucked up that they can do this. We should talk about medical examiners sometime because that whole
Oh,
thing is like
hell yeah.
fucked up, the stuff they can get away with.
Oh,
But
yeah.
he said, yeah, this person died of hypothermia, but then in his report he's like, there's actually no signs of hypothermia, but that's the only thing that I can come up with.
That's literally, I feel like, how they do their job. They're like, well, there
Yeah.
isn't a knife wound to the neck, so heart attack? I don't,
Yeah.
I don't know, pull one out of the hat.
Such a weird thing to get into. The last thing with the profile points, all these people are found in geographical clusters. So certain areas of the United States, from 3 to 80 people are in that one area. Does that make sense? Like they go missing in
Yeah.
that area? Okay. So the guy that wrote these books and did the documentary basically has these profile points. Not every case has all of them, but these are the ones that are. The first one is probably the most experienced hunter. He was 82. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
He went missing in Horicon, New York. And he had hunted like he was 82. He had hunted his whole life. So he went hunting with 6 other men, and he basically did that thing you talked about earlier, where 3 of them would spread out and just sit and wait, and the other ones would like walk around and try and like push the animals towards the other ones.
Yeah.
Like they were trying to push them. They're called the Watchers. So he was one of the older men. So he was one of the Watchers, and he went. He had a gun. He had all kinds of stuff, and he sat on a rock, and that's the last place anyone saw him. Okay. He was wearing duck. Right. He was wearing duck boots, camouflage pants, and a camouflage jacket.
Oh my god, so they couldn't find him. He was wearing camouflage. Duh.
Oh my god, that's it.
Oh my god, he's probably still sitting there. Someone go fucking check.
Gloves, a red and black checkered hat. He had a rifle and a walkie-talkie. Get this. And this happened in 2015. Yeah, 2015.
Oh shit, okay.
None of this has ever been found. His
What?
rifle, his walkie-talkie, his red checkered hat, his gloves, his duck boots, his camouflage. I mean, they won't be able to find his camouflage. But none of this has ever been found.
Okay, that's really weird because it's not like you can say, oh, he's 15 and wanted to start over. Like, he is 85. What do you mean they can't fucking find anything?
He's 82,
you know what I mean?
Same thing.
Or 82.
Yeah.
I didn't need to age you, sir.
He's not going to go off and start a new life. And if he were to go off and end his own life, you would find him.
Yeah, because I feel like at that age, too, like, he could probably be, like, a fit motherfucker, but still.
He wasn't.
Oh, okay, well, even then, you would find him.
Yeah.
That's so weird. What do you, and like, especially a gun, like, a gun doesn't just, like, become one with the earth. Like, a gun just sits there and gets all rusty and shit. And animals don't eat guns last time I fucking checked.
Hell no. So,
oh my God.
Yeah, Thomas, he was 82. He served in the Army. He was a paratrooper. He was 5'10". He weighed 160 pounds. So, I mean, he wasn't an overweight guy, but he also was not super in shape. He was blind in one eye, and he had just gotten over shingles. I mean, he had really poor vision, so he wasn't like...
He sounds like a wreck.
Right, he probably shouldn't have been out there to begin with.
Honey, are you okay?
Who wanted to take Grandpa hunting?
Come on now.
Um, but he was also uh, an experienced hunter. He taught survival training. So, I mean, he knew if he were to get like lost in the woods, I feel like he would know how to survive. So they searched for him for several weeks. There were 300 volunteers, dogs, divers, because there was a lake nearby, several helicopters. Literally nothing
That is
came of this
so
case.
crazy.
So he was just sitting on a rock, and they were
Then he
only there.
gone.
Yeah, they were only there, I think, for 3 hours. And so they started to pack back up, and they were calling his name, and they didn't hear anything. They fired guns because I up into the air or whatever, because I guess that's what you do when you're trying to signal for someone that like in your hunting
Yeah.
group that you missed.
Yeah.
Nothing. So they went to go look for him. He had like a Snickers bar that was in his pocket. They didn't find a wrapper. There was no evidence of him ever being there.
That is fucking nuts.
Right. It's almost like I'm about to get wild, y'all. It's almost like he was just like lifted out of thin air.
That's exactly what it sounds like. He just like poof is gone, and like everything touching his body was gone.
With him, yeah. Ugh, I get chills thinking about it. Okay, so 40 miles south of where this happened with Thomas, there's Fred Drum. He was 68, and he lived on this huge property with his wife. So she went out to go to some function. She wasn't gone for long. It was just like a dinner function. And she came back and he was just gone.
The fuck?
Right. Um, he's 5'5". Oh, he's a little guy.
Oh, he's tiny.
Oh,
He's
he's
my
tiny.
size. Fun
He's
size.
Yeah, 5'5", 175. He always wore camouflage and a cowboy hat.
Can't see him.
Okay, so get how big this family property is. It's 170 acres.
What?
It's a big
the
ass
hell?
yeah. Right? Farmland, woods, brush, water, and creeks. This man was also an avid outdoorsman and an avid hunter. And okay, so 68, you might think, well, he might go off and start a new life. But
I
like,
mean, 68, I don't know. What kind of honey are you getting at
True, true.
68?
True, especially if you're 5'5". I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Sorry, don't come for me.
Come on now.
I don't know, he just fucking vanished. And those two were 40 miles apart. So that's one.
Okay, that's weird.
Yeah.
The
And
closeness is weird.
yeah, they're both kind of old. Fred Drum, and remember what I talked about earlier with the
illness or sickness or whatever?
yeah, the disability and the illness.
Yeah.
I don't remember if Fred Drum was. I'm gonna pause and look it up really quick. Okay, so it doesn't say he was, but I mean,
He was.
he was. He was old.
Come on, first disability. Age. Ew.
Oh.
Gross.
So those were the clusters in New York. This next one is called the Santa Fe cluster. Okay, so 15 missing people that we know of have gone. Yeah.
That's a big number of people that just can't be found. 15 people cannot be found. That's a fucking huge group of people, dude.
Yeah, in the Santa Fe National Forest. And that is 1.6 million acres. So, I mean, it's big, but like still. And part of me gets really creeped out when I think about how big the national forests are. Because, yeah, there's park rangers and whatnot, but how much of that is not explored actively?
Okay, yeah. Also, if I'm a park ranger, I'm not taking my job that seriously.
The first person that goes missing, or not really goes missing because multiple people have gone missing, but the one of importance, I guess, is Audrey Kaplan. She was 75. And
What
this
is up with all these old ass motherfuckers? Just like, time to go on a fucking hike. Y'all need to stay home and knit. Go to bingo.
Go to bingo.
Anyways, sorry.
It's okay. Excuse me. This was in July of 2014. She went hiking with her husband. They were actually from Dallas, Texas. They had another home, a second home in Santa Fe. She went hiking with her husband and then went off by herself at 10:30 a.m. to pick mushrooms. I'm just gonna leave that there.
Okay, you fucking hippie. What kind of mushrooms were they?
That's what I'm saying. Like, were you trying to eat them
Yeah,
or cook with them? So she doesn't come back, and by 12:15, her husband's like, you know,
this
I should
is
probably
having
get.
a good trip. I'm jealous.
I should probably get some friends, and we should probably go look for her because it's been 2 hours, and all she was doing was picking mushrooms. So they go looking, nothing. They have like a search team. Nobody can find anything. And then lost my spot. So this was on July 30th, and on August 4th, they found her. Naked body. She was in the fetal, no clothes on. She was in the fetal position in a very, very shallow creek. So only her face and her, like, feet were in the creek because it was so shallow.
Oh my God, was she like assaulted?
No. There was literally no injuries on her body.
Also, okay, think about this. All I can think about with the no clothes is like, oh, maybe she used them as like blankets, but literally clothes are blankets permanently attached to your body. So
Right? The
my
only
man
thing
just
that.
brought me food. Thanks, bitch. Oh
What
my
did he bring
God.
you?
He brought me tuna salad lettuce wraps. Oh my God, I love him so much. Okay, bye. He left. He
Sounds
didn't say he loved me.
horrible.
But he brought me this food, but he didn't say he loved me, but it's fine. I can feel it.
I love how he brings you like the healthiest snack and Rich brings me Dr. Pepper.
Well, like I'm trying to do this fucking marathon shit, and this is literally
Yeah.
the nicest thing ever. And he left. He didn't say he loved me or anything. He barely
That's
smiled,
him
but
showing his love.
it's all in this food that I'm about to put in my mouth. So it's like he's kissing me. It's fine.
Like
But
it smells
yeah,
like
so
tuna.
like, right? My man is tuna. But yeah, it's like weird because it's like, why would she be naked? Like, if I was missing, or like, say I'm picking mushrooms, right?
Yeah.
They're psychedelic mushrooms. I eat them. Maybe I do take off my clothes because I'm tripping. But it sounds like at that ripe old age, she's not trying to go on a trip. So why are her clothes gone? Bitch, where are your clothes? Did they ever find her clothes?
So they found a like messed up campsite-ish. Like it wasn't even really a campsite. It was just like,
Yeah, I guess she didn't have any camping shit because she's fucking picking mushrooms.
yeah, there wasn't a lot of information on that. It just said around her there was a destroyed like camp area, which is weird because her and her husband were not going out to camp. They were going out to hike.
Yeah, what the fuck? What the fuck?
Yeah, what the fuck? So the medical examiner said she died of hypothermia, but there was no physical evidence of hypothermia found. Does
Shut
that even fucking make
up.
sense?
No, it makes no fucking sense.
He said it was unlikely that she drowned because the creek was so shallow, like literally.
She'd have had to like force herself to kill herself to drown.
Right, and she was found in the fetal position, which probably did not happen. Also, there were no injuries on her body, which I already said, but it just baffles me.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
That
And you
makes
would
no
think
sense.
if she accidentally, like a fucking dumbass, ate one of these mushrooms and had this weird experience, wouldn't you find that in her blood or in
Yeah,
her.
you would find that in somewhere in her labs or some shit. I don't know, but like that is so weird. He's like, "Oh yeah, definitely hypothermia." What? Like what?
But then there was no physical evidence of hypothermia. That was just the easiest way out.
Yeah, basically he just fucking was like, I don't know, hypothermia. Write it down.
Write it down. That's probably what it is. Okay. In that same area, in 2009, there was Melvin Nadal. Mel is what they called him. He was 61. Oh my god, he was only 5'2". Oh my god, so cute. And 135 pounds. Oh my god. Are you gonna be okay? So I'm gonna credit the website that I got this information from Melvin, but there was a lot of information on him because his is just really, really strange. I mean, all these are strange, but his is like really, really strange. So he disappeared outside of Elk Mountain on Sunday, December 6, 2009. He was hunting with two of his friends. No trace of him or his belongings has ever been found, and that was in 2009. And they did a huge search.
What?
Yeah.
Also, I feel like 2009 was literally 5 minutes ago, when in reality that was like 11 years ago, which is fucking weird.
All right, you need to calm down because it was 10
Okay, you know what I mean.
in a few months.
You know what I mean.
Okay, so Mel was a black belt in Taekwondo, a Pilates instructor, a successful businessman, and he was a longtime hunter and outdoorsman. Okay? So he knew.
Okay, honestly, you could have just stopped at black belt and I'd have been like, he good. He fine.
Same. He's fighting off Bigfoot for sure.
For real. He about to taekwondo his ass.
His wife. Okay, this part is it's fucking hilarious. They interviewed his wife and they were like, would he ever walk away from his hunting spot to go like pursue a deer or an elk? And his wife's like, no, he hated walking. LOL, same.
Probably because he's fucking 2 feet and he has to take 17 steps. What the fuck? Oh my god.
The way that she just like said that with such a straight face, like, no, he hates walking. So matter of fact.
Hates exercise, although he's a fucking black belt.
I just couldn't get over that. It was too much.
That's hilarious.
He parked his Jeep Wrangler near his friend's vehicles, and they went to a nearby base camp, and that was 4:30 in the afternoon. So basically, they park their Jeep. His friends go off to one side of the Jeep and go down a few, I would say yards, and well, maybe even more than that, and he goes to the other side of the Jeep and goes into this, like, wooded area, and sets up his blind to hunt, and his was only a few yards from the Jeep, and then he just disappears.
That is okay, even for him to like go on the other side without his friends, whatever, maybe he's antisocial. But for him to only be a couple of yards away from the Jeep and still go missing, that is so fucking weird. And he hates walking, so yeah, he went a couple of yards. Like, he's like, this, I don't care if the fucking deer's in my Jeep. Fuck it, I don't care. But
it gets weirder.
Oh my god, I don't know.
Okay. So this man also had a disability. He had an injured knee and was wearing a Band-Aid. Jesus.
He had a Band-Aid on his knee to fix it. It was really supportive.
Just a bandage on his knee. So, I mean, he was weak. He still had a hurt knee. He was limping. He also
like to walk.
No, he doesn't like to walk. He also had a bow and arrow and a .44 revolver with a hunting knife, and none of this was ever found. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, it's not going to be like someone who comes to murder him, because he was packing.
Yeah, like, that's the weird thing.
Have you ever seen a hunting knife?
Those things are not okay. They're like all scratchy on one end. Like, if you stab somebody, it's like you're gonna have an exercise, because
and a bow and
it's a lot of. I mean, bow and arrow, like, please hold while I load my bow into this thingy. Can you please also stop moving? It's really hard for me to aim. But he had a gun, so that's easy. Just point and click, I think.
Right. Crazy. None of that was, like, ever found.
And that's a lot of things to carry on you to not drop.
Right.
Especially when you don't like walking.
So the men came back and they, didn't see him. I literally just had a stroke. I, like, couldn't talk for a second. What the fuck is wrong with me? So he had a GPS on him, and I guess that's something that, like, a lot of hunters or outdoors people take in case they get lost. But it was in his truck, or his Jeep, and so was his cell phone. Like, he didn't take those two things out there with him, which I thought was just really strange. And, they asked his wife, would he ever, like, were you guys having issues? Would he try and start a new life? And she was like, no, we were very happy. I don't think that he would do that. I mean,
that's weird.
And I mean, you don't know. People kind of have breaking points, but she seemed very confident in the fact that, like, no, he would never just up and leave. So I believe her.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's weird when people are like, "Oh my God, he left. I had no idea." It's like I think there's a lot of underlying that you're not telling everybody else because you know,
Yeah.
like I don't know. Yeah, that's so weird for him to just be like, "Oh no, we're gone." Like what? What?
I just think it's strange that nothing of his has ever been found. You
Yeah,
know,
I think that's the weirdest thing is that when there's nothing.
yeah, and they looked through the area. He had all three of those weapons. I mean, clothing, equipment, nothing has ever been found. So I feel like that one was very, very strange. The next
Yeah,
one
for sure.
is Stanley Vigil. He's 54, older for real. Like, all these people are
Hmm.
old. This was
What
in
are the old people doing?
2017, so it's pretty recent. Um,
Yeah. Okay, that is actually super recent. Okay, I'm
yeah,
a little bit shook. Okay.
I mean, yeah, a lot of these are. So he was out hunting and he was in a car with other people in his group. He saw a deer and he jumped out of the car and ran off into the woods to go hunt it. And his family, or the people that he was with, said, that's not uncommon. Like, if you
Okay,
see.
first of all, the other day I saw a deer and I was like, I hope I don't hit it with my car. If this guy's like, let me fucking jump out of my car and sprint after it.
I thought that was strange. And I was like, I've never heard of hunting where you are driving and that's like I just have never heard of that before.
I've literally never heard of anything that crazy in my life, but
Yeah.
and I live in Florida, so I don't know. I feel like you would hear some crazy shit like guy on meth. Like, no, never heard that.
The weird thing about this, the group waited for him to come back and he never did. And within 5 minutes of him leaving, a heavy fog and snow started falling.
What?
Right. Like some ominous shit right there.
What? Bitch, that's like Stephen King's The Mist. What do you fucking
Hmm.
mean? So he like leaves to go chase a deer like a psycho.
Yeah. And they wait
And
5 minutes for him to come back. Like, okay, it's either going to be, okay, he shot the deer and he needs us to help him move it, or he didn't catch it and he's going to come back. But within 5 minutes, he had not come back.
I wonder if like he went out there to go chase the deer like a psycho. The fog rolled in and then he got like lost.
Possibly, possibly. I mean, that could be it. But
But
these
also
guys
it's
are
so close and it's so close to like what did you
the
say it was
road.
2017?
Yeah,
I know he had his cell phone on him.
for real.
So I don't care what anybody fucking says. That's glued to everyone's hip. I don't care how old you are. Like
Um,
that's so weird.
do you know? I'm asking this because I don't fucking know. So if you're out somewhere and you don't have any fucking service, can you still call 911?
Oh.
I don't know if you can do that.
I don't know.
Will you Google it?
Can you call 911 with no service?
I know that on a flip phone, even if it says that there's no battery, you can still call 911, which
Oh,
I think is
however,
crazy.
calls to 911 on phones without active service do not deliver the caller's location to the 911 caller center, and the call center cannot call those phones back to find out where the caller's location is.
Okay, but you can call out.
Yeah.
I guess that's good. That's good to
Yeah,
know.
so the FCC, whoever the fuck that is, network providers must transmit an emergency call regardless to whether you use their services or not. So if there's any service in the area, even if it's not picked up by your service, it'll go out.
Wow.
Weird.
Weird. Okay, so they wait the 5 minutes. He doesn't come back. They search for him for 7 days. There's like a full
Holy
7 day,
shit.
yeah, 7 day search. He was found 5 months later
What? Where? Where did they find him?
by a river with
Oh,
broken ribs. Of all
what?
things, broken ribs.
Only broken ribs.
Only broken ribs. It's just fucking wild. And hold on, I
What?
think I have something else on it. I'm going between my phone and a Google document.
So diverse.
So diverse. Um, nope, that's all I have on him. So,
Okay, but to just break your ribs, it's not like you fell down like a mountain and happened to break your ribs and your arm and your legs. Like, what
yeah,
do you mean he just has broken ribs? So, like the deer attacked his ribs and then like
I don't know.
I literally cannot think in my brain.
But so he jumps out of the car. How far away do you think like he was when he was found? Because
Okay,
they
if he
searched.
jumps out of a car,
He
they
was
search for
found five
seven
months
days.
later.
Dude, I would say like 20 miles or something. He's gone a long way.
No, he was only
Oh.
9 miles away.
The fuck?
That's not far. Like how you can run 9 miles.
Oh yeah.
Right?
But
Yeah.
I don't, what do you,
I just think if you're searching for that long, first of all, 7 days is a long time. You can cover 9 miles in 7 days. How did nobody find him in an open area next to a river?
that
You
is
know?
so weird. Especially because rivers, a lot of the time, like, okay, yes, I know that the forest can be dense, but if you have a river, there can't be trees in the middle of your river.
Right. And if I knew that someone went missing in a forest, I would think, okay, well, let me try and find the nearest body of water because if that person's smart, that's what they're going to migrate towards.
Yeah, and then like they'll follow the river or whatever.
But no, they didn't find him.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So those are all in the Santa Fe National Park or the Santa Fe cluster. This next one is called the Crazy Mountains. And the
I don't
locals,
like the name. I don't
I
like
know,
it.
the locals call it just the Crazies. They don't call it the Crazy Mountain, it's just called the Crazies.
Okay, I really don't like that because this is making me think of like The Hills Have Eyes.
Same.
I don't like it.
I'm pretty sure, I'm gonna Google it just to double check, but I'm pretty sure this is in Wyoming. Wyoming. Um,
Mm-hmm.
the Crazies.
I don't like that name.
It gives me chills to think about it. Oh, Montana.
Oh my God, my motherland. What the fuck?
Your fucking motherland.
I fucking love Montana. Oh, God
Have
damn
you
it.
ever
Okay.
been there?
No. But that's where I'm gonna live my life. With my farm.
I want to come.
With the crazies, of course.
With the Crazies, yeah, you have to live a crazy mountain
I
now.
don't want to be with the crazies, but I mean, if I have to be, it's fine. Worth it. Better than Florida.
A lot of these people, like locals and stuff, think that the mountains are cursed by Indians.
Okay, honestly, I can vibe with that because Indians, you know,
Your husband's an Indian?
my husband's an Indian, everyone. He's fucking Kunta over here, and
Mm,
I believe it. I mean, have you ever
okay.
seen them in their teepees with their ashwagandha or whatever that is? They
Oh,
do.
yeah.
Their trips
So,
and shit.
where I'm from in North Carolina, there's Cherokee, North Carolina.
Yeah.
And, I mean, they have the casino, of course.
And all alcohol, of course.
Oh, yeah. But we would go there a lot, and there's a lot of, like, Cherokee heritage stuff that's really cool. And okay, so Aaron Hedges is the first person, or the main person really. Aaron Hedges is 38 and he goes missing in September of 2014. So he's going elk hunting with his friends. They're going on like a week-long camping trip. They're gone for 2 days. He decides to go off on his own and then goes missing. Yeah. Just don't ever go by yourself. I don't care how macho man you are.
Yeah,
Take a buddy.
for real, buddy system. Everybody, buddy system, unless your buddy's a murderer.
Yeah. When I went to summer camp and we went on our little camping excursions, we would go hiking and end up camping the night. We always had to have a buddy with us when we would go out to go to the bathroom. It's
Yeah.
just like common sense. Take a buddy.
I never had to do that, but if I did, I would probably have a buddy. I'd probably just piss my bed because I'd be too afraid to go to the bathroom.
I mean, I basically did that. It was horrible because, I mean, Asheville's a scary fucking place. There's all those fucking mountains and trees and
Honestly, nighttime is just a scary place to be. Okay, at night as I walk past our like sliding glass door to go to bed
oh
because it's
no.
fucking dark out, I never make eye contact with it because I'm like, obviously there's going to be a fucking demon there, and I don't want to make eye contact with the demon before I go to bed.
Do you not have curtains back there?
Yeah, but like I don't want to pull them because
Oh my
I
God.
like the light when it comes in. Also, I forgot to mention, side note, my grandma died, RIP. Before I got in my car to leave the funeral, I definitely told her not to follow me home. Like how you did with the spirits. I was like, I said, Nana, you cannot come home with me. Then I shut the door and then drove to get breakfast with the family afterwards. So I was like, bitch, no. Continue.
Dying. Nana, you have to stay here.
Nana, you gotta fucking stay in Cocoa Beach, okay? Do not come back to Orlando. Cannot
You had to
fucking come home
drive all
with
the
me.
way down to Cocoa Beach.
Yeah, but
Damn.
the pancakes are really good, so worth it.
There's this bomb ass burrito shop on Cocoa Beach. It's
Oh,
actually
really?
right next door to Ron John.
Oh, I'm gonna definitely hit that place up next
Oh
time.
my
I
God,
fucking
it's
love burritos.
so fucking good. It's like Moe's, but like a mom and pop place.
Oh, fuck me. That sounds so good. I'm gonna Google it right now.
It
Anyways,
was
continue
so
with your
good.
story.
Okay. Anyway, so they're 2 days into their week-long hunting/camping trip. Aaron decides he wants to go off on his own. Okay. So he
Fucking
was
idiot.
last heard from on September 5th. Nearly 2 years later, his body's
Oh,
found.
2 years?
2 years. 15 miles from his original destination where he was headed.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to kind of start at the beginning with this one. September 5th at 10 a.m., Aaron decided to head up towards Sunlight Lake. He was going to try and replace a lost sleeping bag. His plan was to seek shelter where him and his friends had a hunting camp the previous year, and that same group had placed a sleeping bag in that hunting camp. So he was going to go get that extra sleeping bag. Greg and Joe, who were his friends that he was with, told Aaron he needed to come back into the area because the place he was visiting was dangerous at night. He explained he was going to grab the supplies, return to his friends that same night, but he never came back.
Oh my God.
Yeah, listen, if it's me, you, and Ariana, which I probably wouldn't be with you, but if it's me, you, and Ariana, and we're hunting, or we're hiking and we're camping, and Kate's like, I'm gonna go off on this trek by myself, and me and you stay behind, I'm not gonna let her do that.
Yeah, no, I'd have to be like, I'm sorry, Kate, you can't, where's your leash? We have leashes. We're all gonna be tethered together. This is not gonna work out for me.
Maybe guys are different, but I like to think that Gordon, Rich, and Kevin would do the same thing. Like, they wouldn't just be like, yeah, man, just come back by dark, just go off
I
into the woods on
feel
your own.
like Kevin would be like, I'm gonna go run my sprints up the mountain and see you guys later.
Yeah, maybe. His friends called him at 4 p.m. because they had Garmin walkie-talkies.
Okay,
And
cute. Love that for them.
love that for them. Those are so expensive.
Yeah, I was like, my watch is expensive. How much more money could it be if I could talk on my watch? What the fuck?
Right? These walkie-talkies were pretty cool because they showed the GPS location of everybody that had them,
Okay, baller.
right? And kind of ideal if you're going, like, into the outdoors with a group of people.
Yeah, it's like the perfect thing that you need so you don't fucking get lost. But of course, someone got fucking lost.
Yeah. So I'm going to try and explain this. You kind of need a map, but I'm going to try and explain it. So the GPS position of Aaron was on like the very edge of so there was a fort. Jesus Christ. When he got okay. Oh my God.
Yes, we're using our words.
So he went straight for like a really long time, and then there was a fork in the road, and if he went, or in the trail, and if he went left, that took them to the hunting camp where the sleeping bag was, and if he went right, that just took him off somewhere. So his friends noticed that his GPS location was to the right of the fork when he
Okay.
should have gone left. Okay? And he knew that. He knew he should
Yeah.
have gone left, but it was right. And it was really weird. They thought that was really weird. So they talked to him. I don't know why they didn't ask him why he was over there, but that was the last time they ever heard from him. That was at 4
What?
p.m.
Oh my God.
What pisses me off is his friends didn't wait to report him missing. And actually, I don't even think it was his friends. I think it was his wife. So on September
What?
6th, yeah, wild. On September 6th, which was the next day, his friends like realized he wasn't coming back. He was definitely missing. And then the next day, a snowstorm came with 24 inches of snow.
What?
Yeah,
That's a
and
shit ton of snow.
for real, the temperature went from 50 degrees to 15. I mean, and he's still out there.
What?
Yeah.
I
So,
mean, he definitely did. But I think it's weird his friends wouldn't say anything. Because even then, okay, so say Kate wants to go off on her hike by herself. Like, and she doesn't come back. Like, someone's got to say something. Like, you're just not going to say anything? Like, no, you have to say something.
yeah. Well, so the hunters came back and they told his wife, Christine, he never came back to the campsite. So then she notified the sheriff's office on September 8th. He went off on his own on September 5th. Okay, so that's
Uh,
two whole days, 2.5 maybe. Yeah. The authorities were kind of like, this is odd. Why are you waiting so long to report him missing? And
yeah.
they justified their decision by saying that he was a very experienced outdoorsman and that he was armed. But come to find out, they were on that land illegally.
Oh,
Yeah, and so that's kind of why
uh-oh.
they waited so long. But let me tell you what, if I knew my husband was on land illegally, but he had been missing, I would still report it.
Yeah, that's so true. Like, even, like, what? You have to pay, like, a small fee for trespassing, but, meanwhile, your husband could be fucking dead.
Yeah, with a 24-inch snowstorm, she still waited.
That
So
is so,
it's,
yes. Oh my God, she waited through the snowstorm?
yeah,
What a bitch.
I know, right? So, blah, blah, blah. By the time the search started, bad weather had hit the area and it kind of hindered all efforts because the dogs were not going to be able to, like,
Yeah,
um,
because there's fucking 20 gallons of snow outside. What the
yeah.
hell?
Uh, 20 dog teams, 7 horse teams, 59 ground searchers, the National Guard, private helicopters equipped with night vision and spotlights all joined the effort to try and find him.
What?
I mean,
That's a lot.
a
But I
ton
mean,
of people.
how much can you really see? Like, how much can you find under snow?
Right, yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, how does that even work? I don't know.
I don't know. And like, how fast does it melt? I don't know.
Yeah.
You
Help.
definitely don't know because you're from Florida.
I definitely don't know shit.
Have you ever seen snow?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I just got really concerned for you.
Is
Have you ever seen snow?
she okay?
the, so Aaron's case is wild as fuck because throughout that 2 years, they're finding his stuff in
What?
different locations.
Oh no.
Okay, so here we go. Aaron's boots were found on September 9th, which is 4 days after he went missing. This was the second day of the search. They were set. This part gives me chills. They were set side by side, like he intentionally took them off in a
Oh
snowstorm.
no.
No, it ain't right. It just ain't right.
It ain't right. It ain't right. Because even like if you're trying to kill yourself, I don't know.
Why are you
It
taking your
seems
shoes off?
like, yeah, okay, frostbite on your toes, but if you're trying to like kill yourself, I'd at least leave my shoes on so my feet aren't cold, but I'd take off my shirt or something.
Yeah, and they were just placed so
Oh my gosh.
intentionally side by side. So close by was his camel. You know what a camelback is?
Yeah.
Okay, the bladder, the camelback water bladder was
Yeah.
just off the trail with a fire pit, a partially burnt cigarette, a fire bundle, 2 waist belts from a hiking backpack had been cut off and were also there. But that was it.
What?
Just the most
Um,
random things.
I mean, that seems normal to me because maybe the bladder was out because he was drinking and like that was his like setup, but then also why is he not there? Why are
Yeah.
his boots off somewhere else?
Yeah. And like the waist belts from his backpack, but not his backpack.
And why were those cut off of him? Like that's weird.
Yeah, because I mean, you know what I'm talking about, like the hiking backpacks that like
Yeah.
snap around your stomach.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, just so weird. So the tube connected to the bladder had been removed, causing searchers to believe that Aaron had tried to drink the water. Had tried to drink water.
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe. But that's okay.
Okay. This is weird. A day or two before these items were found, searchers searched that same area and found nothing.
Oh my God. I don't get that. I don't get it at all. How do things just appear?
Or, they're searching for him and he's wandering around and they're just like missing each other. But if this guy was such an avid outdoorsman, would he not fire his gun off?
Or would you not just stay in the same place? Like, I understand you have to like forage for food or something, but when people are searching, they're usually like calling out your name.
Yeah.
It's like, and if you're in the forest, there's not much going on. There's not like traffic, so like you're not hearing someone call for you unless you're like really fucking far away.
Especially when there's snow, because, I mean, you don't know this, but when there's snow, it is dead quiet. Dead fucking
Oh,
quiet. It's really eerie,
really?
actually, yeah.
Oh,
It's very quiet. They
creepy?
always say if you're, like, out in the wilderness and you get lost, the first thing you need to do is, like, try and stay in the area where you went missing, but find an open space and like take off an article of clothing to wave around so helicopters can see you. Don't go into more densely wooded areas.
I heard like you take off like articles of clothing, but you like tether them in a way that like it's like you tie it to like a tree branch and then you keep walking like a couple of miles and then you tie another piece so they can like find you or something.
Oh yeah,
I don't know if
makes
that's
sense.
true or not, but I think I heard that somewhere. But then at the same time, how do they know which way you're going? But I guess they could just search in both directions and maybe eventually find you. Sort of.
I maybe yeah. I'm just not gonna try. If I'm lost in the woods, I'm just gonna fucking stay put.
Yeah,
I'm not
I
gonna
mean
keep
honestly
going.
that's probably what I would do. I'd be like, here's fine. This is nice. This is nice right the fuck here. After I jump out of my car to go chase a deer. Like a fucking idiot. What are
Like a
you
fucking idiot.
what?
Okay, so it was really strange that Aaron had removed his boots in the snow and cold weather. Even if hypothermia had set in, which was kind of like causing him to remove clothing, because when you get
Yeah.
hypothermia, it actually feels like you're burning.
Yeah, it's like the opposite.
Yeah, so you tend to like take clothes off. He would have only gotten a short distance in that snow without his boots. He wouldn't have been able to keep going.
Yeah.
So, I
Because
don't
the
know.
way I think of it too is like your feet just get numb and then you can't feel them. And if you can't feel your feet, you can't walk. You
Right.
know, like when your feet go numb from sitting on them or whatever, you try and stand up and you're like, oh, I have a peg leg. Ha ha ha. Well, he has two fucking peg legs and he's never had them before. So,
Yeah, super, super strange. Despite finding um, all this evidence, they called off the search on September 22nd.
they called
So,
it off.
yeah, he went missing on the 5th. I mean, they searched for a good while. I mean, almost a whole month. The following summer, which June 2015, had basically been like 9 months since he disappeared. Roger Beslanowicz, I just
Oh
butchered
my
that last
God.
name.
Come
He
on, Roger.
was,
Get a better name.
right, he came across Aaron's belongings while he was like visiting the area.
So
Um,
weird.
yeah, he had to wait a while because a relative was like fixing a fence in the area. So with time to kill, he wanted to look at the views and decided to go up on top of like a ridge. After taking in the views, he took a shortcut through a stand of timber and saw an orange hunting vest, as well as a backpack and clothing.
No.
Right? So weird. He said, this is a quote from him. My first thought when I saw clothes piled up against a tree, I just knew there was going to be a body there. There's a lot of bear activity where they flip the rocks over to eat the bugs underneath. I just knew there was going to be a body there, but there wasn't. Um, the inventory that they found were Aaron's bow, a backpack, socks, shirts, sweatpants, and a vest. The backpack had holes in it because, I mean, it had been 9 months, which he assumed were caused by, like, small animals. He found wrappers from granola bars all
Yeah.
around. Aaron's gun and driver's license were also in the bag.
Oh.
Yeah. The area was searched, and strangely, at the head of the ridge was a thermos cup and an open energy drink sitting on a rock. These were Aaron's.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all. And like, I think, okay, yes, it's really sad that these people go missing,
Yeah.
but I think being the person finding their stuff has to be the creepiest shit. Like, if
Yeah.
you're out like hiking and then all of a sudden you just see like this destroyed bag that looks old and like you just have that feeling, like he said, like he's like, I'm sure there was gonna be a dead body there. Like, I would feel so uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. I mean,
Like
I
the
don't know what I would do if.
heebie-jeebies
What
to the
would you
max.
do? How do you think you would react if you were to find a dead body?
Man, I don't know. I think I wouldn't touch it. That's for damn sure, because ew, gross. Um, but I don't know. I just probably have to like call like 911 right away. I think that'd be like my instinct is like immediately 911. But I think like nurse mode would kick in.
Yeah.
And if I knew for sure it was dead, I would not touch it. But if it looks still like lively, I might feel for a pulse. But then I'm like, oh, now my fingerprints are on it. Now I'm the murderer. So now I'm going to jail.
I have no alibi. Fuck.
I was just out for a hike. No one's gonna believe that.
Um,
What would you do?
yeah. No, I don't know. I'd probably cry. I mean, my
First things
immediate
first,
knee-jerk
cry.
reaction would be to like say, "Oh my
Cry.
fucking God," and cry. I don't know. I hope to never find a dead body.
Okay,
I
yeah,
want to
same.
know if anyone has ever found a dead body. Please, if you're listening to this right now and you're like, "Oh shit, I've found a dead body," tell us about it.
Tell us about it. We
I'm
want to
so
know.
intrigued.
I'll tell you my dead body story if you tell me yours.
Tradesies. So in 2016, which was another year later, they found a skull underneath,
Oh my God.
literally a skull, just sitting underneath a dead tree on this ranch.
Oh, that's creepy.
Yeah, and it
Where's
was
the
in
rest of its
his.
body? Where's the rest of the body? Oh my God.
Okay, so they began a search of that area, and they found 80% of his skeleton within 50 yards of that tree.
Oh.
So it was like it was scattered, and I mean that kind of makes sense. Like, okay, animals
Yeah.
are gonna pick up bones and like move them around in wind and
Yeah.
weather and stuff. Um, okay, so the distance covered without boots in fairly deep snow and freezing temperatures seems impossible. Searchers were certainly very skeptical that Aaron could walk in bare feet from the creek to the area where he was found. As the crow flies, what does that even fucking mean? I
What
mean, I
the
do know what that
fuck?
means.
Just
So
a
as the crow,
weird saying.
I know it is. As the crow flies, it's 13 miles that he would have had to walk without boots in the snow.
Even if you're an avid hiker, I don't think really anybody could do that without bloody footprint. Excuse me, without bloody footprints. Because I used to run barefoot in high school because I read some bullshit about how it's good for you,
Oh.
and it was hard as fuck. Because I ran in the summer barefoot in Florida,
Why,
and
bitch? I bet your feet are jacked the fuck up.
because it was like good for you. So I would do it like once, but I also wore socks because I was like, I'm not trying to burn my feet. But I did do that for like one summer and it was hard as shit. So I could just imagine if you're like in the wilderness and it's fucking snowing, you're fucked. Like there's no way you're making it that far at all. Like you're gonna have to be like crawling on your hands and knees at one point because there's no way you can easily go through the woods like that. unless you're a gypsy. Because they're the only ones that are one with the earth, because there's no fucking way.
Okay, so he was 13 miles, or 13 miles is what he would have had to go without shoes. So Aaron, when they found his body, he was within sight of buildings.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you said he was found somewhere close. That's so weird.
Yeah, like,
Bitch, why didn't you just ask for help?
how do you go, if he did, how do you go 13 fucking miles in the snow without shoes, but you can't push that little extra to get to these buildings to ask for help? Like, I don't understand that. I don't
Well,
get it.
yeah, I mean, it's like that would give you that push, I feel, because some people might be like, oh no, it was too much and he just met his end. It's like, no, that's that one thing where you get that inhuman strength to keep on living. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
A lot of people are kind of speculating that he didn't go to those buildings and ask for help because he was hunting illegally and he was trespassing.
He was like 12 seconds away from dying, so fuck that theory.
Yeah, this whole thing, I think his case the most creeps me out because within 2 years they're finding his boots. Then they found, um, like that thermos with the energy drink, and then they find his backpack and his hunting vest, but they're all in different areas,
Yeah, I
13
don't like,
miles apart. I just
yeah,
don't get it.
I just don't like the fact that everything's so spread out.
I don't either. I don't either. It's just real fucking weird. Okay, yeah. So that was the Crazies. That's what that mountain range was called, the Crazies.
It is
This
the
is
crazies. What the fuck?
I'm just gonna throw this like statistic out there. 50 plus people have gone missing from Yosemite National Park.
That's kind of a lot of people from like a national park, like where
Yeah,
families go out there to fucking do vacation shit,
yeah.
you know?
And FBI does not normally get involved with missing person cases. That's just like not something that they do. But with a lot of these cases, the FBI has gotten involved, which is kind of weird to me.
Really?
Like, what the fuck are y'all looking for? Do you know that something's going on and so you're like trying to be there first? That creeps me out a little
Yeah,
bit.
to like cover things up and to be like, oh,
Yes.
nothing to see here.
Yes, so fucking weird.
I mean, because
Okay.
really, with missing person cases too, like, it's not like there's somebody always on watch. Like,
Yeah.
oh, there's someone who came out here to tamper with shit. Like, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah, it's just this whole thing is just real fucked up. I'm going to talk about my theories at the end. But real quick, I want to talk about the Sierra Camp. Okay, and I'm sure you've never heard of it because it's not like a
No, I
well-known
have
thing.
not.
I'm actually, okay, pause. I'm gonna Google this and see if I can find the video because I want everyone to hear the sound that I'm gonna be explaining.
Oh no.
I'm not gonna worry about it. You'll just have to listen to it on your own because it's real fucking creepy.
Okay, what is it called? The Sierra Camp?
On YouTube, the Missing 411 Sierra Camp. Yeah.
Okay, literally on Google it says the Sierra Camp sounds.
Yeah. Press on that.
No, no. Oh, it's a commercial. Nutrisystem. We're all different.
Jesus,
Okay,
what are you
bitch.
trying to say?
Oh, this is an 8-minute video. Hold on.
The sounds are not that
Okay.
long, but you might have to go through there.
Oh, okay, here we go.
Okay, listen to the sounds and then we'll talk about it. Are
What the fuck? I'm shook.
you listening?
I just listened to some of them and I feel very uncomfortable right now.
Yeah. It's
Like, I feel really not okay right now.
so fucking weird.
What the fuck
Okay,
did I
so
just
the
listen to?
Sierra Camp, God damn it, I'm so unprepared. I gotta look and see what state this is in. I think it's Montana.
Sierra Nevada mountains of
Okay.
Eastern California.
Okay. So this Sierra camp is in the Sierra Nevada mountains. You said Eastern California?
Yeah.
It's like a secret camp. It was started in the 70s by some hunters. It was only men. It still is. It's still active today, and they don't give away the exact location. And they didn't when I watched this documentary, and it was just really
Weird.
secretive. It's really weird. But it's a 4,000-foot elevation. It's an 8-mile hike. It was started in the 50s, sorry. It's just weird. But in the 70s, the guy in the documentary has been going since the 70s, and he said that uh, he's just at night, you just hear weird things. Okay, and
I
you're out in the
don't
middle
like
of
that.
fucking nowhere in California, 8 miles up, 4,000-foot elevation. I need everybody right now to Google Sierra Camp sounds so you can hear what I'm about to explain.
It is
But
terrifying.
it is terrifying. So in the 70s, they're in this like camp that they've built, and they hide themselves in there with like a log as the door. So I mean, it looks like just a bunch of trees that have fallen over, but it's actually like where they sleep at night. Okay, so
The logs look like logs, but it's actually a weird ass building.
are you looking at it?
Yeah.
Okay, it's really weird looking, but yeah, they hide in there or sleep in there and hide. If I heard those sounds too, I'd fucking be hiding.
Right? What the fuck? Well, first of all, I haven't gone out there, but okay.
Same. Or the first time I heard them, I would have been like, you know what, I'm gonna go.
You know what? I'm just gonna hide in these tree logs till sunlight.
It's so weird. So they're recording this, and it's over a certain like a extended period of time. the The vocal range is greater than a human's, and this is a scientist that listened to these recordings and was like, I don't know of an animal that makes these sounds. Humans do not make these sounds. They are
Yeah.
creepy as fuck. Like, if you listen to them, they'll give you the fucking chills. No
Oh my
doubt.
God. Yeah, it's terrifying, the sounds. Like they're fucking weird.
It sounds like grunting and shrieking. Uh, it's just so odd. And so I hear those sounds, and of course, the first thing I think is Bigfoot.
Yes.
Okay, it has to be Bigfoot, right? Like,
Yeah.
nothing else makes those sounds. And then they got more into the documentary, and they were talking about how at night you see like uh, large orbs in the
No.
sky. You see crazy lights in the trees. And so then I'm like, aliens, my dude.
Yeah,
Aliens.
aliens for sure. But Bigfoot could be an alien, so
Right.
matching.
I just could not believe it that was on, like, that was recorded, those sounds, because I feel like that's such good evidence. Even though you can't see it, you can hear something that is, like, not human, not animal. It's unexplainable.
Yeah, and no one's like said anything about it. That's what I think is so weird.
It's because this camp is, like, a private camp, and they don't want to give away the location because they don't want, like, also it's not inhabited. Inhabit
Yeah,
inhabited.
inhabited.
Inhabit inhabited.
It
Jesus.
hasn't gotten got yet. Okay,
It
y'all.
hasn't gotten got. There's nothing up there. It's just like pristine nature, and these men that go up there are scared that scientists and like um, the media is gonna start going up there and like ruining the land. So they haven't really told anybody. This documentary that I watched was the first time they actually told anyone about it. Besides, like the scientists, they got to listen to the recordings,
Oh,
and
interesting.
and they still wouldn't give the location of the camp. So, anyway,
Fucking weird.
yeah, that is kind of where I'm going to end it because I think that's the best thing to end on because it's just fucking wild. So, my theory with these missing 411 cases, and this is probably too out there for some people, but I legitimately think it's either like alien abductions or um, large ass predators, not predators, but like Bigfoot type things. Or
Oh,
Bigfoot.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
But my strongest theory is aliens. And I mean, some people think that's crazy, but you don't fucking know.
I mean,
Nobody knows.
honestly, yeah, because no one has any idea what the fuck's going on. That's for damn sure. Because
Yeah.
if they had an idea, someone would say something, you know?
It's just too strange for all these people to go missing. And I mean, granted, some of them are found, but they're found in the weirdest possible,
The
like,
weirdest places and weirdest circumstances. Because,
missing clothes,
yeah, that's
naked, completely
weird.
naked,
Like,
no
why are you, yeah,
injuries.
no.
It's just too much. It's too wild. I don't know. What do you think?
Mine is like along the same lines where I think it's like the government is just like scooping people up because who else are they going to do their experiments on? You know what
Yeah.
I mean? You got all these old people with disabilities running out into the woods to kill deer, so they're probably just like, scoop this one up. This is a
But
good one.
how do they do that without anyone noticing?
I don't know.
How do
Maybe
they
they're just
know
like
they're going to be out
they're
there?
like they maybe the government just is like around those roads because it's popular hunting grounds, right? So people
Yeah.
go hunting and hiking all the time if they're like nature trails, especially like national parks and shit. There's always people out and about.
So yeah, I think it's like aliens, and I'm gonna stick to that. Y'all can think I'm crazy, because I just don't. There's so much that cannot be explained with these cases.
I think the weirdest thing is just people disappearing and out of thin air and like everything on their person or that they had with them is also gone.
Yeah.
Because if I had a bow and arrow, a gun, and a fucking hunting knife, the first thing I'm gonna set down is that bow and arrow because it's already too heavy for my arms. Like, I don't need it. And then to just be completely, I don't know. And then the boots sitting next to each other after they've already searched the area is what freaks me the fuck out because that means someone's fucking with you. Someone is straight up.
Yeah. I think this is the most interesting thing ever.
I
I,
think it's
I could probably
crazy.
I could probably sit here and watch YouTube videos or documentaries about it all day and just hear all the cases that are still open because these people have not been found. They just fucking up and vanished off of this fucking planet. How?
Yeah. Okay, after you just said off this planet, that really gave me the chills because it's like, wait, they're literally gone. They could be anywhere.
Like anywhere. So have you ever looked at a map? This is kind of ties into it, but not really. My brother posted something on Instagram about it and it kind of intrigued me. The cave system in America matches up with like missing persons disappearances.
Oh my God.
Okay, hold on. I'm about to Google it real quick so I can accurately say cave system
Okay, I
and
just Googled it and it is exactly, it's like exactly the same fucking thing, dude.
yeah. Oh yeah. Isn't that so strange? And I wonder because caves are explored. Obviously, people are insane enough to go explore in caves.
Yeah, but some of those caves are like underwaters and there's magma. Like, y'all can come out now. This is me telling you on our podcast, y'all can come out of the caves because I'm a little bit nervous.
It is
It's
eerily similar.
it's like almost spot on.
Ooh, I'm gonna have to like post this or something because oh my God, it's giving me the heebie-jeebies to look at it.
I don't like it. Because
I
why are
wonder,
they like why are they down there? Who's down there? Cave gremlins? Who's snatching these people up?
is that where Bigfoot is?
Maybe, probably, honestly, yeah.
I don't know. So I was watching when I first started to get into YouTube a few years ago, I somehow got down this like rabbit hole of people doing these like cave excursions.
Yeah.
And you know I have this like deathly fear of being underground.
Yeah.
Like caves, not my thing.
Yeah, I don't blame you at all.
Yeah, I don't want to be inside the earth. I'm okay being on top of it.
Yeah, on top is fine. Inside, no
No,
thanks.
thank you. This fucking crazy ass man climbs into a hole that cannot be bigger than his own body. Okay?
No.
He climbs through this hole, and it is fucking miles long. Okay? And he's just crawling. Literally, he can't even like move his body up and down because the hole is so tight. He's just climbing into this fucking cave.
Disgusting.
It makes me want to fucking throw up thinking about it. First of all, the claustrophobia, okay?
Yeah.
Knowing that just pounds more, I don't even know the correct term. This earth is just crushing down on you. Oh, creeps me out. It makes me so fucking anxious to think about it. I'm like sweating.
Yeah.
Okay, so he climbs through this hole into this open area, this open cave. How did he know this was there? I have no idea. He just decided to climb into a hole and see where it went.
Fucking people.
Men.
Fucking
I don't know
men.
a fucking sane woman that would do that.
Right? What the hell?
So he gets in there, and it's like, this can't be an explored area because the way to get in is so narrow. But he gets in there, and there's like satanic shit on the walls in the cave.
What?
Okay. And it's not just like, okay, people practicing, doing satanic rituals and sacrificing goats and shit. It's like straight up witchcraft shit.
What?
Yeah, like stick people and
no.
Oh my god, wild fucking shit. Like, not archaic witches, but like, you know what I mean.
Yeah, like fucking witch shit with Satan and shit. No.
Yes. And he's like, I just felt fucking off. Of course, you're in the middle of the fucking earth.
First of all, the earth is on top of you. This is not how this goes. Second, you fucking went down this hole to begin with.
Why?
God.
I don't know. It was just really strange. And that video sticks with me to this day. And it was like years ago. About how strange the earth is. How much we don't know about our own planet that we live on.
I know, and everyone's like, let's go to space. And I'm like, what about the ocean, though? And not even the ocean. Let's just start with the hard stuff. The caves.
Let's just go explore what we have on this planet instead of trying to explore what we do not need to know about right now.
And allegedly, we've never even been to space. So that's a whole nother topic that I can't
live
wait
in
to
a
talk
dome.
about. Yeah, get it together, people.
I don't know. It's just so fucking wild. If you have any, like, thoughts on the missing 411 stuff, on, like, the cave system and disappearances, any theories, like, email us and let us know. We want to talk about it. We want to hear what you have to say because it's wild and we just want some back and forth on it. I think that would be awesome to hear your theories.
Yeah, definitely, for sure.
Okay. Well, I'm done. Are you done?
I'm done. You want me to hit you with an outro?
Yes.
Oh my God, guys, you can follow us on Instagram at Wild and Woke Pod. Go to our link tree, has all of our shit on it. Caroline is very active because I still don't know the password. You probably already told me and I already forgot.
It's the same password for everything.
Like I said, I probably forgot. We are going to definitely come up with some sort of Patreon content for you guys, which we'll be discussing probably next episode, so get excited.
Yeah.
And yeah, stay in contact with Caroline. I am also on Instagram, but I just follow from the sidelines creepily, so I know what's going on, okay? I'm fucking hip. I just am not the direct person commenting from
She's
our
the hype
podcast.
girl.
Yeah, I'm the hype girl, so thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye.